Hello again, and big welcome back to our chats about essential oils, the wonderful essential oils. We're continuing our journey today. So we picked out two oils to look at. So for anyone that hasn't tuned into our previous videos, everybody please meet Alison, who is my guru of all oils. Hello, Alison. Would you like to just, for anyone that hasn't tuned in so far, just tell a little bit about yourself and then we can crack on with some oils.
Yeah, hi. Well, I'm Alison and I'm basically, obsessed with essential oils. Been using them for 9.5 years now with my family. We've used them in place of all medication other than some medical emergencies happened in April. But other than that, we've used them in place of, we've used this plant medicine as the way we survived as our family, but also creating a really beautiful low tox home. So I make my own cleaning products and I use them in food. Use them for my own body products, so really creating that low tox environment. So I love them. Built a community of about 1,500 families who are now using the oils in the same way, and just I keep learning, keep exploring, love teaching people about them, love introducing people to them. So yeah, thank you so much for having me and letting me do my verbal diarrhea that I love to do about my favorite thing.
Wow. Well, and the oils remain a big part of my life now, using them on a daily basis. And we picked two big ones that I hope will be really interesting to people today. So shall we start with lemon?
Yeah, we'll start with lemon. So very basic, like one of the cheapest oils. Sorry about my blurry screen, but lemon. I can't remember how many it is, but let me think. I can't remember. There's something like 70 lemons or something it takes to make one bottle of oil. I need to check the number on that, but very potent and pure. So it comes from the zest. So imagine when you've got a lemon and you can kind of squeeze the peel together. So this is usually, most oils are formed by steam distillation. So they'll take the plant and they'll steam the lot, and then the vapor will come off and they'll take the water off, and the oil that's left is how they get the oil. But with citrus or with fruits, when they're getting it from the peel, it's done by cold press, like cold expression. So it's literally just that. So it's very lovely and easy to use in food. Very quick way to use. I make my own lemon cheesecakes and those sorts of things. So very it doesn't go off because there's nothing in there other than the oil. So fresh and so lovely. So you can use this oil in the 3 different ways. So aromatically, breathing it in, topically, putting it on the skin, and internally. So whether that's in food to digest or in water, or also orally, you can use it under the tongue as well. So they're the 2 different internal ways. So I'm just going to show you, excuse my puppy on my lap, hang on a sec. So I've got a lemon here. I'm going to put a drop in my hand and breathe that in. Smells amazing, so uplifting and refreshing. And you'll notice I don't disappear. My hands are still here. I actually just did this downstairs because I was cleaning something that had some synthetic residue on it. And if you use lemon, it's just amazing at cutting through grease. So it's taking away any grease or synthetic smells or anything like that. It's brilliant. They're really refreshing. I'm not disappearing. I'm going to show you a toxic substance or synthetic substance. This is just some polystyrene. It's a very weak structure, but you'll see if I put a couple of drops on this. I don't know if you can see actually because of my blurriness. Anyway, it is. If I take my blur off, but you have to excuse any mess in the background. I don't know if it's too bright to see that. Anyway, I'll show you in a few minutes when it's because it is already eating that away. I don't know if you can.
I can see it eating away on the corners there.
Yeah. Gone all the way in, but we'll see. I'll come back and show you that in a minute. But yeah, it's basically, it seeks out toxins and wants to destroy them, so and eliminate them and break them down. So very powerful for us internally. I love using it in my water. So I put a drop of lemon water in my a drop of lemon in my water, and it's going to seek out anything synthetic in my body and try and flush that out, break that down and flush that out. So it's very important if you are having oils internally to drink lots of water.
Does it give so say for example, you know, I've got a bottle of water, I take it to the dance class, and then we stop for a drink. Should I start putting a drop of this in? So in terms of sort of energy and hydration, would that help me go back and be able to dance like I'm on Strictly or something?
Well, don't think we can make those sorts of claims, but certainly anything citrus is uplifting. So when we're looking at the emotions of it, lemon is actually the oil of focus, and we've seen that a lot, that it actually really helps people with their focus and attention. There's a really good study that was done on taking drops of lemon internally for support with anxiety, with amazing results as well. So calming, but also uplifting. And I think we've said this before on other videos, but just when we think about how the oils are grown, it really helps us understand how they're going to help us feel. So when we look at the color, they're vibrant in color, they dance around, they grow up towards the sun. So the citrus are going to be lifting to our spirits. So certainly they're going to help us feel good and bubbly. And even the way they come out of the bottle, it comes out of the bottle, oh, you see 2 drops come out, they're desperate to get out and play. Like they really want, they're not like the big tree oils that take ages to come out of the bottle, and they're the ones that help us feel really grounded and slow us down and slow down all the inner chatter. So really looking at the color, the speed, how it's grown, how close to the ground it is, all of these things give us real clues as to how it's going to help us feel. And certainly citrus is lifting us up, but also it really helps with anxiety.
So it's a bit of a ta-da kind of oil. It's like, I'm here to help. You're going to feel great.
That's right. That's right. If everything's going to be great, like total bottle of positivity, basically. Yeah. So brilliant to put in the water, and really important to drink lots of water when you're drinking it. So it is really important. I don't know if you can see this yet. I think it's just a big glare on the screen, so you can't really see, which is a shame.
But it's eaten away. Yeah,
eaten away.
And I can see that. Yeah,
it looks much more impressive in real life. But anyway, it's just totally eaten that away. And so that's what it does. So it is really important when we're using the oils in water that we're not using a plastic drinking bottle, because you can imagine it's going to start doing it that's a very unstable structure. So obviously a plastic bottle is more stable, but it's going to be doing it not so obviously, and it's going to be slowly breaking that down, and then you're going to be ingesting it. So we always recommend like stainless steel or glass to be put when you're putting the water in. Just be careful of that. And likewise, when we make like our cleaning sprays and those types of things, we generally will try and use a glass bottle. You can use PET, plastic PET, and that's supposed to be resistant to being broken down by essential oils. So that is an option as well. But just to be mindful of when you're using them in water, always do them in that way. But fantastic, beautiful way to be using them internally. So when I was saying in terms, I don't know if we spoke about this, because we have time between our videos and do all these different classes, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself. But with the oils being lipid soluble, where they can actually penetrate because every cell in our body has about 50% of it is actually a fat, sort of surrounding a layer of fat. And most things can't penetrate through that into the inside of the cell. So bacteria doesn't get to the inside of the cell, but viruses do, because they're much smaller. Emotions do go into the inside of cells. So the fact that essential oils are lipid soluble, they can penetrate that lipid bilayer and get to the inside of the cells. That's why they're so powerful with emotions, so powerful with pathogens, in a way that because that's a place that other substances can't reach, but essential oils can. And actually with weight loss is one of the things where we've had toxic overload in our lives, and too many toxins coming in that the liver can't flush them out, and there's just too much coming for it to keep up with what it has to pump out, or if it doesn't know what to do with a particular substance. And there's so many toxic substances now in our society. There's up to almost 90,000 synthetic chemicals that have been introduced into human life through cleaning products and body products and all sorts. And so what the body does with those is it actually wraps it in fat to protect the body from the toxin, and stores it in the body and to protect the body. So it's a good thing. It's doing a job to protect you. But when we find people on like a weight loss journey, so they're eating right, they're exercising, and they're doing all these things, and we often see the weight comes down, but then it like plateaus and they can't get rid of what they call like the stubborn fat. And often that's the body is actually protecting yourself, because it doesn't want to get into it, doesn't want to release those toxins, because that would be dangerous to the body. So this is one way where the citrus oils, particularly limonene oils, so things which is just a chemical compound within a lot of the citrus oils. So grapefruit is a really good one, lime is a really good one, lemon as well. When we take that, because it can penetrate through it will break that down. We still have, seeing how easy it breaks down these synthetics. But it is really important, again, to be drinking lots of water, because it will start to get to those things that in a way that other things haven't been able to. So flushing through with water, flushing. So yeah, absolutely can't recommend citrus, but lemon, but any citrus really in water is just every day do it. Keep up that limonene in the system. It's amazing.
Well, I wonder as well, we were talking just before we come on to do this recording about the pancreas, and the pancreas is the organ of joy, and so in terms of blood sugar and so I'm starting to connect some dots here as to how that could help, with the whole process,
Absolutely. I think if we look up in the Modern Essentials book, I'm pretty sure lemon is number one thing you'd use for kidneys, as well. Let me have a look. Let's have sorry, I have to learn my alphabet to get this right. Lemon myrtle, lemongrass, lemon. So it is good for, well, all sorts. So anxiety, air pollution, atherosclerosis, bites, stings, blood pressure, brain injury, cold sores, cold, concentration, digestion, all the way through. Let's see, kidney stones, intestinal parasites, lymphatic cleansing, overeating, pancreatitis. So yes, you're right. Yeah. Pancreatitis. Yeah, that is right. Yeah, lots of different things in there. So certainly, yeah, linked with the pancreas, and there'll be some all the different studies that have been done on that are all listed there as well. So lots of different things to have a look at. Yeah, so you're right, but it's really there for that cleansing. It's just the oil of cleansing.
And how does so in the morning, if I'm having a drop of that, the lemon oil in water, even with maybe a drop of ginger oil, but compared to actually squeezing a lemon, what's the difference in power, if you like?
That's a really good question. So when you squeeze a lemon, you've got that flesh, the inside, the juice of the lemon, which is high in vitamin C. It's got nutrients. So oils are very different. They're made up of chemistry, like chemicals. So the outside from the peel is very different. There's no vitamin C, there's no nutrients as such in essential oils. It's all chemical compounds. So it's actually a really interesting one, because a lot of people say they like to start their day with water with lemon juice in it, which is brilliant, because it does give you that vitamin C boost. But also a lot of dentists are saying people need to stop that, because it's so acidic on the teeth, and although it's alkalizing once it gets into the body, it can be quite damaging to the enamel. So when you take the lemon oil, it does a completely different thing. It's cleansing on the inside through this chemistry, and it's just different. That some say it's better, but it's just different, because I think the inside has value as well. So you can use both. And actually my mum, she's amazing, because she really wanted to get to the root of this, of like, well, what's the best of this and what's the best of that. So every night she goes to bed with a bottle of hot water in a flask, and by the morning it's warm, and she has freshly squeezed lemon juice there, and then she puts her drops of lemon oil in, and then she drinks all of it through a straw. So she's found out that the warm water is best. The lemon juice is great, but you want to avoid it going on your teeth, so she drinks it through a straw. And then the lemon oil has all those cleansing properties, so that's her sort of like, she's getting the best of all the different elements to make it the most optimal. So yeah, it's just different. So yeah, you can go all in like my mom and get the best of everything, or for me it's just a quick fix of just a drop in. There's no work, there's no mess, there's no nothing. So
wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. Although I quite like the idea of the lemon cheesecake, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and a raw cheesecake, I just make it with cashews and coconut yogurt and coconut oil, and put a bit of turmeric in there to make it yellow, and use the base of just dates and nuts, and then you just chuck all the lemon drops in, and it tastes amazing. Really, really good.
It's really, really good. Anyway.
Yeah.
So shall we?
Well, there's lots more you can do with it. Sorry, I'll quickly go through.
Yeah.
So one of the big things, well, obviously you can breathe it in, really, really beautiful, uplifting one. You can blend it with pretty much anything in the diffuser. Just, yeah, lovely to be uplifting. But pretty much pretty much the main way I use lemon oil is actually for cleaning, like actually cleaning my home, because it is amazing at cleaning. It breaks down grease, it cuts through. You can just literally see it wipe off dirt, like, when you can't get marks off things like scuff marks or oil, sometimes on the wall or on the car. If you get a little bit of lemon oil and put it on, it just disappears. It's like magic. It's incredible. Definitely worth giving a try. And sticky labels, when you can't get that sticky residue off jars and those sorts of things, just one drop of lemon oil, rub it on, and it just comes off. Even my brother, who's a little bit skeptical about the whole thing, who's like, oh, that really works. It's like, yes, it really does. When you see something for your own eyes. So yeah, I'm really fantastic at cleaning. I just make my own cleaning spray with a little bit of vinegar, water. I use a little bit of the On Guard detergent that we spoke about, the On Guard last time or the time before. So a little bit of detergent in there, and then I'll use 30 drops of oil in a 500 ml bottle. So I usually will use 15 of lemon, just because it's so powerful. It's antibacterial and antiseptic, antiviral, it's just super cleansing. And then I'll use 15 drops of something else, so either the On Guard or whatever other cleaning, however you want it to smell, really. But it's the cheapest, one of the cheapest oils, so it's great that you can use it as your cleaning in all your cleaning products, because it's just clean this. I make my own soft scrub with it, and clean windows, just a little bit of vinegar and lemon and spray. Shower screen. Yeah, it's brilliant. Really, really brilliant. So can't recommend it enough. And I love that it's one of the most cheapest ones that there is, because you can just use it, sprinkle it here, there, and everywhere, and it's brilliant. So then the other way is topically. So we don't usually use citrus oils topically, because they can make our skin photosensitive, which is like when you put lemon juice in your hair and go out in the sun. It's sort of, even though it's the oil, it does the same thing to your skin. So just to be cautious to use it underneath clothing, or use it, say, the night before, if before you go to sleep, rather than just before you go out for a walk or that sort of thing. So just to be a little bit cautious. But I know we spoke about the antihistamine blend. So lemon, lavender, and peppermint is nature's antihistamine. So that's great as a roller, but don't go putting it, on your skin and then going out. So just a little bit of caution with that.
Yeah.
And it is part of our flu bomb. So FLOOM bomb. So frankincense, lemon, On Guard, oregano, and melaleuca, or tea trees, the other name for melaleuca. So that's another way we use it, but I'll generally put that on my feet or spine, so it's not going to be seen by the sun. So yeah, so they're the few ways that you can use lemon. See, I don't know if you can see this now, of how this is.
Gosh, it has. Even though it's got a light on it, it's really, really.
I don't know if I can. Oh, there we go. If I
you can there. Look.
Yeah.
Wow.
Eaten away.
Yeah. Amazing, isn't it? So
yeah.
Definitely no plastic. Definitely
no.
Luckily, my bottle for dancing stainless steel, so I can.
Oh, perfect. That's great. Yeah. And so then, the other one we were going to talk about was oregano.
Oregano. Yes.
So this is the most hot oil in the starter kit. So not one that you want to be sprinkling on your skin or in your mouth. If you put a drop under your tongue of this, you will know about it and you'll feel like your mouth is on fire. So one to use cautiously, but not to be scared of it, because it's just so powerful. They call it nature's antibiotic. I know a lot of places will use oregano for chickens in place of medication and that sort of thing, to keep them really healthy. I've read lots of articles on that, so well worth having a look at that. Very, very powerful. Again, if we think about the way that it's grown, it's they're very regimented. All the herbs, they tend to grow very close together, and they look exactly the same. They grow to the same height, so they're like our soldiers. And so this is really like the, what do they call them in in America, like the SEALs. Is it what's the
the Navy SEAls?
Yeah, the Navy SEAls, like the hardcore ones. This is
it's hardcore
ones. So we can use this. We use it in the flu bomb. So it's that, you know, we've got the frankincense, lemon, oregano, so that's in there. With that diluted in the carrot oil to put on the skin. So you always want to dilute it when you're putting it on the skin. One way that we use it on the skin is actually to burn off warts or skin tags. Incredibly effective. And in our group, we've got a number of testimonials of people who've had plantar warts there for, you know, 20 odd years, and they've had them frozen off, and they've done this, and they've done this, and they've had them cut, and they've done that, and blah 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 blah, and then it just doesn't do anything. And then they've used the oregano. I mean, most people, it goes within about a week. But those hardcore ones that, you know, when people have had them for years, they say it can take up to about 3 weeks. But even so, that's amazing considering I haven't been able to get them for years. But it's about that consistency. So what we want to do, if you imagine you've got a wart in the middle here, you want to protect the healthy skin around it with some carrier oil. So we use the coconut oil, something just to protect it, put it around it. And then what we generally will do is get like a little ramekin or a little dish, and you do about 50-50 oregano and coconut oil. So, you know, just something tiny, like this is my lip balm container, you know, a little dish like this. And then use a Q-tip, like a cotton tip, and pop it on the wart, and then cover it with a plaster or band-aid in Australia. And do that 2 to 3 times a day, so morning and night. And then if you've got an opportunity to do it in the middle of the day as well, that's a bonus, that's great. But even if it's just morning and night, but it's consistent. And then you can keep this, you throw the cotton tip away because obviously that's now infected or whatever, and then you just use a fresh one each day. So it's you can make up, because you use so little. So if you make that up, just keep it covered in cling film or whatever, or if you've got a little lid on that, and just consistently, and it's magical. It happens, you know, everyone, it just sort of emerges and comes out and drops off. And then you'd want to use something like the frankincense to help with the healing of the skin afterwards. So you could use the frankincense, lavender and tea tree as a lovely skin soothing, you know, once you've got that virus out. So powerful for warts, powerful for funguses, viruses, fungal things. So toenails, would use the tea tree and oregano together, anything like that, and just very, very powerful at killing things off. In terms of internally, it is very hot, so not one you'd want to drink in the water. You really would know about it. And people have, you know, put a drop in their bolognese, and then somehow they've got some on their hands, and they've gone to the toilet, and they've come out and been like, oh, my parts are on fire. So, you know, you just have to be cautious with it. It is amazing in the bolognese, but 1 drop in a family size bolognese is great, and 2 drops and it's just too much. You've sort of ruined the whole flavor of it. So there is a little technique with that. I don't have one here, but if you get a toothpick and put it in the top in the hole, it actually fully blocks that hole, and you can actually turn the bottle completely upside down. It will coat the end of the toothpick, and then you can stir that through food. So that's just adding oil, like hot, like very potent and strong oils like this. It's a good way of adding it sort of slowly, because you can always add more, but you can't take it out, you know, once you put it in. So caution with that one. And you can use the veggie caps, which I've got here, you know, the little veggie caps.
I've got veggie caps. And I have used oregano oil in them.
Okay, what did you use it for?
Well, I kind of wanted to just sort of settle digestive down. I'm on a bit of a parasite-y kind of cleansey stage that's going to go on for a while. So I tend to, if I make a veggie cap up, I tend to do it on intuition. I look at my oils, and I literally look at the ones that are popping out at me that day. Just I thought it seemed a good idea to me. So, and quite often oregano is the one that will, and then I might mix it. I don't know. Quite often I'm just trying to think. I sometimes put in clove and a bit of frankincense, and sometimes lemon as well. But also then I shake it up, put a bit of olive oil in, and I shake it up like this, and I take it, and so when you swallow it, I have occasionally got these sort of hot sensations. There must be a tiny amount on the outside that I can't even see. And then I'm like reaching for a bit of water, or if it's just here or something, like a bit of fractionated coconut oil, it goes away really fast. I mean, it's not like it's sort of some major problem. I'm being a bit dramery.
No, but I mean, it's hot. it is. You definitely can feel it. So it's just good to know that. And yeah, if even just that tiniest amount, exactly. I've got one here, veggie cap, in case.
Yeah.
Take the lid off. I love that you use intuition, because that's a really powerful way. And I find it's often good to, use your intuition and then look up in the book, and then you're sort of learning on top of that, which is exactly what you're doing. So that's lovely. And yeah, it's certainly a really powerful anti-parasitic. So it's the main ingredient in the GX Assist, which is a capsule that Doterra make that is for cleansing the gut and very powerfully. And we use that in lots of other ways as well. But it's got caprylic acid, which is part of the coconut oil that helps strip the gut. And then it's got oregano, lemongrass, thyme. I'm trying to think what else is in there. But yeah, all those really potent, powerful cleansing oils for the gut. So very powerful in that way. And we've used it to get rid of worms. And when my little ones were little, and we have had to go through that a couple of times. And I wouldn't be happy with them taking it internally. So we just made up a spray, like a smaller version of this, with oregano, lemon, just because of the cleansing aspect, and then Roman chamomile because it's soothing. But really it's the oregano doing the work. But I just like doesn't smell quite so oregano-y if you put the other oils in. And literally just sprayed it over the abdomen morning and night, and that got rid of them after about 3 days each time. But the first time it got rid of them, and I was like, wow, the oils are amazing. But then, and so I stopped, and then they came back. So because obviously with any parasite, they often will lay the eggs, and then it's the eggs, same with nits and all that sort of stuff. So then I used it for 14 days straight, and again they disappeared after a couple of days. But I was like, no, I'm going to keep doing it for that long time. So anything where you've got something growing like that, you want to make sure that you're going longer than you think you need to go. But usually 14 days is a really good amount of time to know that it's gone. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very, very powerful. Use it in your cooking. It's not one that generally people will diffuse because it's just not the prettiest smell. It might float someone's boat, especially mixing up with a few different other things that put it part of. They could diffuse the flu bomb. And then yeah, certainly topically you'd want to make sure that you're diluting it.
Yeah. Wow. Oh gosh, lots going on, isn't there, with all of it? So
there is so much
big power oils here that's gone on. And yeah, and we were chatting a little bit earlier about the kits as well, because I've got the home essentials kit?
Home essentials, yeah,
and that came with the diffuser, and I'll put the diffuser on a lot, so that's good. And then we're also talking about the family essentials kit, which has got smaller bottles, which are the size of the deep blue. They're smaller, but as you say, they've got 80 drops in them, which is still
they're brilliant. Yeah, let me just grab that. So here's the difference. I've got two. I'll turn this blur off again. I have to learn to tidy my room before I go on a video. So they're the wild oranges. So this is a 5 ml bottle, and this is a 15 ml bottle. Right. So there's 250 drops in a 15 ml bottle, and then there's about 80 to 85 in a 5 ml. Okay. So with the family essentials kit and the home essentials kit, it's the exact same 10 oils. So all the ones we've been going through in these videos. But the family essentials is all 5 ml bottles, and the home essentials is all 15 ml bottles, and the home essentials ones comes with the diffuser. So the home essentials one is double the price of the family essentials kit, but you're getting 3 times the amount of oil and a diffuser. So it's still better value to get the top 10. As every kit is discounted, but the bigger the kit, the more the saving you get. So it's just about working within whichever budget you get. But I really do think that if you start with the 10 oils, the experience that you get is just so versatile. Like when you look up pretty much any ailment in the Modern Essentials book, you're going to have an oil that can do it, because you've got calming oils, you've got uplifting oils, you've got ones for the nervous system, you've got ones for the airways, you've got ones for the skin, for the guts. You've just got such an array that no matter what comes up, because you don't know what's coming up usually, it's always a surprise. So you've always got something, and you can use it for cooking and cleaning, making your own cleaning products, making your own body products. So the experience that you get from that 10, I just know that people have an amazing experience. So I really recommend, I'd say get the family essentials 5 ml, get the smaller bottles, and get the 10, rather than just saying, I'm just going to pick, this oil and this oil, pick 2 or 3, because you pretty much for the same price, you're going to end up with all 10. but then obviously more honey saved, so, and the longer they're going to last. But
and I think
yeah,
I think on mine 10 so far, I've used all of them except the deep blue.
Haven't
used
not been in any pain.
No, although
that's a good thing.
I was in pain after dancing.
Oh no,
barely moved. I didn't even think about it.
Well, there you go.
I know we've got to cover that, but I've got dancing tomorrow night. So before we go, just give me a quick tip of what I can do for my lower back after I've been dancing tomorrow with deep blue, and then we'll look at it in more detail on the next video.
Absolutely, just get some carrot oil and just rub it in. And you can do it beforehand because it will help warm up the area as well. So either beforehand or after, straight after, and yeah, just rub it on, but always dilute. That's the
if I mind you, I might smell out the room if I sort of load this.
No, I put mine on this morning.
Is it all right?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Oh, well,
I slept a bit funny, so I thought, oh, woke up with a bit of a funky neck, so I just put it all down my shoulder this morning, and off I went. I'm just fine now. So yeah, it's great.
Oh, okay.
And you can mix it with frankincense. We will cover it in another video. And you can mix it with copaiba, which is not in the kit. My middle one, she just went off on holiday today, and we made her up a little keychain of oils just before she left. I thought, oh my goodness, she doesn't have any oil to take, so I made up a little mini kit. And she sometimes gets a funny shoulder if she sleeps funny or she's doing gymnastics, and so I need to make her a little pain one. So I put deep blue, copaiba, and a aroma touch, which is the massage blend, all just a few drops of those in some carry oil and a roller, so she's got that. But even just the deep blue itself, and with lemongrass, actually lemongrass is really good for tendons, and that ligaments, that connective tissue. So you can play around with it, but the deep blue itself is an amazing blend.
Well, I'll try. I mean, after 2 hours dancing, I could barely move in the night. So when I come home tomorrow night, I'll mix up some fractionated coconut oil and just put a bit on before I go to bed. And
brilliant.
That'll be interesting.
Chuck some in some Epsom salts and then have a bath with it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, well, everyone, we look forward to doing deep blue next time. Definitely going to do that, and I'll report back as to whether I could move the next day after dancing because I put deep blue on.
Oh, amazing.
Right. Well, on that note, we will save a few more oils. We've only got a couple more to go now, and until our next video. I hope everyone's enjoyed today and has lots of information about lemon and oregano. Fascinating. And we'll do another one soon because we've still got 3 to go. We've got deep blue, Zen Jess, and tea tree. Those are the last 3 in our 10 bottle kit. But there's still so much more anyway. But we're getting there, aren't we? So hope everyone enjoyed today. And thank you so much for the huge amount of wisdom and knowledge today. And we'll do another one soon.
Brilliant. Yeah, thank you so much for having me again.
Okay. Thanks for everyone. Bye for now. Bye.